You think you're stuck in a mental loop because you care too much about what others think? That's a comforting lie. Your brain isn't a social sponge. It's a high-end pattern-matching machine. Most of the time, it's excellent at predicting outcomes. But when the script gets flipped, when reality throws in a plot twist, your brain becomes obsessed. It replays that conversation because it can't reconcile the ending with the usual narrative. So, what's the neurological deal here? Meet your brain's default mode network, DMN, the backstage crew of your mental theater. Researchers have found that the DMN is most active when your mind wanders, like when you're replaying that awkward chat. The DMN acts like a relentless detective, piecing together fragments of the conversation to predict better outcomes in the future. This is predictive processing gone rogue, a cognitive feature turned bug. But here's where the wheels come off. Your brain, in all its predictive glory, can't always handle uncertainty. It's like a computer stuck in an infinite loop, consuming resources until it crashes. The more ambiguous the conversation, the higher the neural overhead. Your brain's attempts to align reality with expectations lead to cognitive friction. This friction isn't just a mental itch, it's a full-blown neurological tax on your day-to-day functioning. Here's the kicker. This relentless replay has a strategic edge. Cognitive friction indicates high-value information, your brain's way of flagging the data as critical. The tension? It's a neon sign pointing your attention to areas ripe for learning. It's the mental equivalent of a smoke detector alerting you to a potential fire. Instead of a glitch, consider it an opportunity for depth of processing, a chance to refine your predictive models. The protocol? Enter cognitive reframing. This isn't about positive thinking, it's about strategic recalibration. By consciously shifting your perspective, you decrease the neural overhead and reduce cognitive friction. Reframing interrupts the loop, allowing the DMN to reset. The tension? That's your cue to challenge your mental script. Are you ready to rewrite the narrative? Think modern-day conversation loops are a product of social media anxiety? Not quite. This cerebral quirk dates back to when our ancestors debated the life-or-death merits of running from a rustle in the bushes. Back then, social interactions were less about likes and more about survival. In those days, replaying a conversation could mean the difference between being part of the tribe or becoming a lone wanderer, dinner for the nearest predator. Let's dive into the evolutionary mechanics. Our brains evolved with a bias toward negative information, a phenomenon known as the negativity bias. Researchers suggest this bias was crucial for survival. A caveman who worried about potential threats lived long enough to pass on their genes. This ancient circuitry is still operational, causing our modern brains to fixate on social mishaps as if they were imminent threats to our well-being. Here's where the system fails. In a world where a misplaced word doesn't lead to exile, the negativity bias becomes maladaptive. Your brain, designed to spot saber-toothed tigers, now flags a minor social faux pas as a crisis. This overreaction boosts the attentional load, leaving you stuck in that replay loop. It's like using a fire alarm to alert you about a burnt toast. It works, but it's overkill. But hold on, what if this ancient mechanism offers a hidden advantage? By replaying conversations, your brain is conducting a form of social rehearsal. This repetition refines your social strategies, sharpening your predictive processing for future interactions. It's like a mental gym session for your conversational muscles. Instead of fearing the loop, see it as a training ground, your brain's way of cultivating social intelligence. To harness this evolutionary relic, consider the reflective break protocol. This isn't about wallowing in self-doubt. It's strategic reflection. By setting aside specific time to review social interactions, you allow your brain to process without the urgency of fear. This deliberate reflection reduces the attentional load and recalibrates your neural circuits. Are you ready to turn your overactive mind into a strategic ally? So you think replaying conversations is just a harmless mental habit? Think again. Each replay comes with a price tag, a drain on your cognitive resources. Your brain isn't an infinite energy source. It's more like a smartphone battery that depletes throughout the day. Every replay drains that battery, And unlike your phone, there's no quick charge. As your cognitive bank account dwindles, your ability to focus, make decisions, and innovate takes a hit. The neurological mechanics of this cost are rooted in what scientists call attentional load. Researchers have discovered that maintaining focus on non-productive loops, like replaying conversations, adds unnecessary cognitive friction. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive suite, gets bogged down. Imagine a CEO trying to manage a company while endlessly replaying a single email. That's your brain trapped in a cycle, unable to perform its core functions efficiently. Here's the fatal error. The more you engage in these replays, the less mental bandwidth you have for creative and strategic thinking. This isn't just about feeling mentally exhausted. It's about cognitive opportunity cost. By letting your brain get hijacked by past conversations, you lose out on moments of insight and innovation. It's like using a supercomputer to play solitaire. It works, but it's far from optimal. But there's a strategic pivot here. Recognizing this cognitive tax can be a catalyst for change. By acknowledging the cost, you can prioritize your mental resources. This awareness serves as a wake-up call, urging you to allocate your cognitive energy more wisely. It's like realizing you've been spending all your money on snacks and deciding to invest in something more rewarding. The protocol to counteract this drain? Meet cognitive budgeting. This isn't about cutting out replays entirely. After all, they have their place. It's about setting limits. By consciously deciding how much mental energy to allocate to these loops, you can preserve your cognitive capital for more valuable endeavors. Are you prepared to stop squandering your brain power and start budgeting for brilliance? You might assume replaying conversations is just a mental quagmire, dragging you down. But that's a surface-level perspective. Beneath the cognitive clutter lies a hidden advantage, your brain's natural propensity for pattern recognition. When you replay a conversation, your brain isn't just spinning its wheels. It's searching for patterns, trying to extract meaning and learn from each interaction. This is your neural firmware doing what it does best, transforming chaos into coherence. Neuroscientists have found that the brain's ability to identify patterns is a cornerstone of learning and adaptation. This mechanism, known as neural plasticity, allows your brain to reorganize itself by forming new connections. When you replay conversations, you're essentially engaging in mental rehearsal, strengthening neural pathways related to social interactions. This isn't just a quirk. It's a fundamental aspect of how we evolve our understanding and improve our social cognition. But here's the trap. Without conscious intervention, this pattern-seeking behavior can spiral into an unproductive loop, reinforcing negative patterns instead of beneficial ones. The fatal error is in letting this process run on autopilot, allowing your brain to default to its negativity bias. Instead of building bridges to better interactions, you might end up reinforcing social anxieties. It's like rehearsing for a play and only practicing the mistakes. There's a strategic advantage in taking control of this loop. By intentionally directing your pattern recognition, you can cultivate a more nuanced understanding of social dynamics. This involves actively steering your thoughts toward constructive elements of past interactions, effectively rewiring your neural pathways. Think of it as a mental upgrade, where you're not just replaying conversations, but strategically refining them to enhance future interactions. Enter directed reflection, a protocol designed to leverage this hidden advantage. Instead of random replays, you engage in focused analysis, dissecting conversations with the aim of extracting actionable insights. This method transforms raw data into meaningful information, allowing you to refine your social algorithms. Are you ready to turn your conversational reruns into a masterclass in social intelligence? You might think that stopping the endless replay requires silencing your inner dialogue. Wrong. The goal isn't to mute your mental chatter, but to recalibrate it. Meet the intentional interrupt, a protocol designed to pivot your thinking right when it starts to loop. This isn't about distraction, it's strategic disruption. By consciously inserting a mental speed bump, you can break the momentum of unproductive replays and regain cognitive control. Let's break down the mechanics. When you catch yourself in a replay, activate your intentional interrupt by shifting focus to a neutral or positive thought. Research shows that redirecting attention can effectively reset your brain's default mode network, reducing the neural overhead caused by repetitive loops. It's like flipping a mental switch, allowing your brain to reroute its resources to more productive endeavors. The fatal error would be to rely solely on willpower. Intentional interrupts require pre-planned cues and triggers, a cognitive safety net. Without this structure, your brain will default back to its old habits, and the loop will continue. It's the difference between randomly deciding to exercise and having a set workout schedule. Structure transforms intention into action. Here's the pivot. By incorporating intentional interrupts into your daily routine, you don't just stop the loop, you enhance cognitive flexibility. This flexibility allows your brain to adapt more readily to new situations, improving your overall mental agility. It's akin to a mental yoga session, stretching and strengthening your cognitive muscles for better adaptability. To master this protocol, practice cued reflection. Identify triggering thoughts and consciously pair them with an intentional interrupt. This deliberate pairing transforms potential cognitive traps into opportunities for growth. Are you ready to turn your mental loops into stepping stones for cognitive evolution? You might assume that these protocols are only for the overly analytical or the socially anxious. Wrong again. The power of these strategies extends beyond taming your internal dialogues. They can be applied to boost performance in diverse areas, from professional settings to personal relationships. Imagine being able to focus on essential tasks without the drag of mental loops. This isn't just self-help, it's cognitive optimization. Consider a study where researchers found that mental reframing enhanced problem-solving skills in business contexts. By interrupting thought loops and redirecting focus, professionals were able to approach challenges with fresh perspectives, leading to innovative solutions. This isn't speculation, it's a documented cognitive shift. Your intentional interrupt isn't just breaking loops, it's a catalyst for creative thinking and strategic problem-solving. But what about personal life? The same techniques can diffuse emotional reactivity in relationships. By recognizing and interrupting negative thought cycles, you can approach interactions with empathy and clarity, reducing conflict and enhancing connection. It's like upgrading from a stormy sea to navigating calm waters. The fatal error is assuming these tools are limited to self-improvement. They're relationship enhancers too. The pivot here is realizing that these protocols are not just about stopping negativity, they're about fostering growth. When applied correctly, they enable you to transform habitual thought patterns into opportunities for learning and development. This is not a superficial change, it's a profound shift in how you interact with the world. From career breakthroughs to enriched personal connections, the applications are as diverse as they are impactful. To implement these practices in real life, use the Adaptive Integration Protocol. Start by identifying recurrent loops in different areas of your life. Apply intentional interrupts and directed reflection to each, transforming them from cognitive drains to growth opportunities. Are you prepared to integrate these tools and elevate every aspect of your life? You might think that personal cognitive optimization is where this ends. Think bigger. The systemic implications of these strategies extend to societal levels. Imagine communities where individuals are equipped to navigate cognitive friction, not just for personal gain, but for collective advancement. When people apply these protocols, the ripple effect touches everything from workplace dynamics to social cohesion. This isn't just personal development, it's societal evolution. Researchers have observed that groups with high cognitive flexibility outperform others in problem-solving and innovation. This flexibility allows for adaptive thinking, fostering environments where diverse ideas are not just tolerated but celebrated. As individuals harness their mental loops for constructive purposes, they contribute to a culture of innovation and resilience. The implication? A society where adaptive thinking becomes the norm, not the exception. The fatal error would be to view these changes as isolated occurrences. They are, in fact, interconnected shifts that redefine how communities function. As more people adopt these cognitive strategies, the collective neural network strengthens. This is not just a series of individual improvements. It's a foundational transformation that affects every layer of society, from education systems to economic models. The pivot here is realizing that these strategies can be institutionalized. Imagine educational curricula that incorporate cognitive flexibility training from an early age. Envision workplaces that prioritize mental agility as a core competency. These aren't mere fantasies. They are strategic directions that can redefine societal norms. By institutionalizing these protocols, you create environments where mental optimization is ingrained into societal DNA. The protocol for this systemic shift? Cognitive culture integration. This involves embedding cognitive strategies into the very fabric of societal institutions. From schools to corporations, integrating these practices can lead to a world where mental clarity and resilience are as fundamental as literacy. Are you ready to be part of a movement that transforms not just individual minds, but entire societies?